Hey everyone, it's Andrew here from MAO Magic with a new Surface Pad for iPhone from 12 South. Now while they won't call this a case, it is essentially a cover for your iPhone. Now I have here the iPhone 5 version of the Surface Pad, but it does have for the 4 and 4S as well. They're essentially the same thing, just slightly smaller. Now, these are all made out of really high quality, super soft Nappa leather. I have the black version, but it comes in red and white as well. But of course I'm not going to call them by simple names like that. Now, we do have some really fancy packaging, which essentially just opens up and slides. There's nothing to rip, tear, cut. It's pretty much awesome. It's way better than Amazon's frustration-free packaging that is boring and easy. This looks good and is easy to open. So, let's actually get to the product itself. Once you take the whole 30 seconds to go ahead and get it out of its box, pretty much have a really fancy cutout of an iPhone 5 inside, and it's a little slip cover over top of that. So we're going to go ahead and remove the iPhone 5, and you'll pretty much see the instructions, which is pretty much super easy. It's going to be kind of the same instructions you have for the actual Surface Pad for Mac, which actually uses the same leather, by the way. So we're going to go ahead and grab my iPhone 5 here, which you might notice is in the also 12 South book for iPhone 5, which is also a very nice case. We'll get to that a little bit later. So we're going to go ahead and remove it from my old case, and you see it here. Now you want to make sure the back of your iPhone is going to be all super clean and nice like that, which I've already taken care of and made sure it's all the way done. So make sure you have your iPhone clean, and then you're pretty much going to remove the paneling from the front of the adhesive. Now it took me a few seconds here because that kind of corner made a little bit wonky. It doesn't really take that much time, just you might have to be careful so you don't touch the adhesive too much and you easily pull it off. Now the leather, there is really no support in the back of it there, so it's going to be kind of pliable, so you kind of have to hold that down as you pull it off. Just make sure your phone is all nice and super squeaky clean, and then you can go ahead and put this on here, which is going to be very similar to applying the Surface Pad to your MacBook or MacBook Pro. So you're pretty much going to line up the corners, make sure the cutout is up there where the flash and the camera and the microphone are. Make sure it's all the way nice and squared up, and go ahead and apply pressure evenly all along towards the back to make sure it all is nice and stuck down and will not be coming off. Now, this is a really nice adhesive. I actually really like it. It's really sticky and tacky and holds on there well, but it's easily removable, leaves no trace of residue behind there. 12 South actually advertises it as reusable and removable, and they actually told me they've been using it for months on and off, and they don't have a number of how many times it'll last, but they've been using it for a while and have had no issues. On the inside here we have the Surface Pad logo, and it actually makes up into a nice little stand, which is kind of useful, but also doesn't really that strong. So now actually I've been using this for a few days, so I kind of wanted to show you a few things here, some little problems that I've kind of had with it. So as we put it around back here, if you hold it in your right hand, which the majority of people are, as you can see, like where you would be gripping your phone, actually now you're kind of gripping the Surface Pad instead. You have the back there and the other edge to the other side of the phone, so if you actually tilted your hand too much and the phone slipped out, it actually makes it easier to drop because there's kind of that gap in there, and it makes it just kind of fall. So I just had a few issues with it. Like, it hasn't been that easy to hold securely as I would with just the phone for those people who hate cases or something like that. So that was kind of an issue for me. It wasn't that stable to hold on to because that was in the way. On the left hand, I always kind of pull my phone out of my pocket and go to check it, but there's no way to hit the phone home button without moving the case around the back. So that's kind of, you can't really just put your phone in your pocket, check it with your left hand and put it away without actually having to go all the way around, which also isn't the easiest. It's just a little bit wonky. You're going to kind of have to get used to it. You have to maybe hit the top button instead. And again, doing stuff like this as you're walking on the street to turn your phone over to put the case around back doesn't feel the safest to me. So it's not as one-handed as I would have hoped it would be, or that I've had without the case, up until this point. One other thing I want to show off here on the spine, there are, it's a plus and minus button. I don't even think they were necessary. You know where your volume buttons are, and you can't even really see them, and they look like they're going to wear off after like a week. So also I wanted to give you guys a little bit of history here. I hate cases. They don't advertise as a case. I've tried everything from this Tidy Tilt, the Kickstarter project you may have heard of for the iPhone 4. I've car-mounted ones so I can use for my GPS and stuff like that. I've tried those. I've tried the Mophie juice packs. I've tried Apple's bumpers here, protect the sides. I had the book obviously before this, which I actually really liked. I used it a lot. It was a much better step up from the 4S version of the book. I really like how this is done, but it's definitely not as soft. It's a completely different type of leather. It feels so much kind of cheaper in comparison between this and the actual Surface Pad. I just love this thing. I just want you to know that I hate cases, but I really like this. It looks really nice, professional, clean. It's going to protect it from the basic thing that are going to happen to it, the keys in your pocket, stuff like that. It may not protect it from getting run over or dropping in the toilet, but at least it's going to look good. I like it. The phone is always clean because the inside there, it kind of like wipes it clean. I really like this. It's $35 from 12 South. Make sure you check it out. If you have any questions, throw them up in the comments. That's about it, guys. Oh, also, if you wanted to know if your adhesive ever does run bad, there is no replacement. You have to pretty much buy a new one. But other than that, this thing's really great. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.